Good morning, Berwick campers. Welcome to the last day of our walk around for Berwick Camp 149. I'm standing in front of the chapel here at Berwick Camp, where I know many of you have come over the years to say a few words of quiet prayer for those that are here and for those at home, and maybe even for yourself. As we begin to think about what's going to happened for the day, we're thinking about the reading from Matthew 4 verses 12 to 23. That will be our reading tonight for our evening scriptures. Jesus' first calling the first disciples. Miss Lucy thinks it's time to go for the walk already, but Jesus calling the first disciples. And so we've been thinking about unexpected, God happening in unexpected things this week, unexpected people, unexpected places, families, relationships. And today we think about God happening in unexpected calls. So I know about unexpected calls. Never in a million years did I think that I would be called to be not only an ordained minister in the United Church of Canada, but a worship leader here at Berwick Camp. And I feel so blessed to have been able to be a part of this with you this week. Thank you for joining me on these daily walks. And so as we move from this space and go through our last walk, hopefully I've connected with almost all of the buildings that you're wanting to see and all the places where you would have gathered, and we'll see where we go. So as we walk this morning, I invite you to think about the way that you've been unexpectedly called by God in your life, all of the ways that God has called you to be mouths and arms and hands and feet for God in this world. Let us walk together. Will you walk with me? Walk with me, I will walk with you, and build a land that God has planned where love shines through. So as we walk, feel free to say good morning to one another. We're gonna take a little walk around this morning. There's a special spot way up in the corner that some of you may never have gone to. It used to be quite the hot spot back in the day at Berwick Camp, and with the Johnstons here this week, you still heard the clang of horseshoes. We'll wander up by the horseshoe pit and see where our walk takes us this day. Every morning there's some kind soul that says, yeah, I'll take her. And we always have to leave this too, just in case. Those are those miniature. See you in a bit. See you in a bit. Just be about 10 minutes. Say hi, Berwick campers. Hi, Berwick campers. Joe and Brenda in their jammies. And this is where we end our walk this morning, outside the gates of our beloved camp, on our last morning walk together. We have actually two blessings for this morning's walk together to end together. I am going to go back inside. It's too noisy out here, and I want you to be able to hear the words of this blessing. So this is the first thing we see when we arrive at camp, are these gates and this wonderful white fence that was painted freshly once again this week, as it often is at camp. And here is our Hemlock Happenings office. Berwick Camp is still happening. It still happened. Even though many of us weren't here, we were all here in our hearts. We missed each and every one of you that weren't able to join us this week. And that's no lie. So here we are at the end, the almost end of Berwick Camp 149. Camp will be officially closed on Sunday morning worship online, but all of the campers that are here present will be leaving tomorrow on Saturday afternoon. There will be an evening prayer tonight at Friday night at 7, one tomorrow night at Saturday at 7. You don't want to miss that one. This is a very special guest all the way from Kenya. And we do have Sunday worship at 10 a.m. and that will be our last virtual offering for Berwick Camp 149. So let's have a blessing for today, a blessing that will take you into this next year. One of the things I know for many of us, including myself at Berwick Camp, this is to process what the year has held for us. And this hasn't been always in this space to hold each other, to listen to each other, to cry together, to laugh together, to talk about the year that has been and the year that is to come. We come together to think about the grief we need to process, the moments of loss and change in each of our lives and in the lives of our camp. We remember those that aren't here and will never be here again, but will always be here in each and every one of our hearts. And as we think about the year ahead, many of us have anticipated grief for the losses that are to come in our lives ahead. But we also look forward with great joy, with great anticipation, with expectation for all of the ways that God will show up in our lives in unexpected ways. Let's join together for a blessing. I'll get it out of my pocket. Put my trusty specs on so I can see it. And I'll flip the camera around for our blessing. Oh, it's hard to get on with my head. There we go. All right, my friends. So 2 blessings this morning. One is from, they're both again from Jan Richardson. And hey, Paul Dillman, I know that you're listening to this. Jan Richardson might be a really cool person to have at camp sometime. So this is just a thought. Just a thought. I've been using her blessings all week. What a gift it would be to learn how to write blessings as she does. This blessing is called a blessing that does not end. I'm going to say, see you. You're not going to see my face again. We'll turn the camera around. Blessing that does not end, from Jan Richardson's book, The Cure for Sorrow, a book of blessing for times of grief. From the moment it first laid eyes on you, this blessing loved you. This blessing knew you from the start. It cannot explain how. It just knows that the first time it sat down beside you, it entered into a conversation that had already been going on forever. Believe this conversation has not stopped. Believe this love still lives. That love that crossed an impossible distance to reach you, to find you, to take your face into its hands and bless you. Believe this does not end. That gesture, once enacted, endures. Believe this love goes on, that it still takes your face into its hands, that it presses its forehead to yours as it speaks to you in undying words that has never ceased, that it has never ceased to gather your heart into its heart. Believe this blessing abides. Believe it goes with you always. Believe it knows you still. And finally, the cure from the Circle of Grace. In the leaving, in the letting go, let there be this to hold on to at the last. The enduring of love, the persisting of hope, the remembering of joy, the offering of gratitude, the receiving of grace, the blessing of peace. Have not only a blessed day, my friends, but a blessed year ahead. Until we meet again.